Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So Europeans are freaking out after finding how the healthcare system in America works. And in this video, you're going to be seeing some clips of their reactions. And all of this would have not been able to come together without the help of the World Cup. If you want to watch more content like this, don't forget to click on the subscription button and drop a like to this video. Let's watch some clips.
Let's compare a couple examples of healthcare in Finland and the US. We've all heard stories of healthcare being affordable in Finland. Personally, I've never had to use it, but I recently heard a story about a person who had 2 weeks stay in a hospital and open heart surgery, and his final bills were 500 euros. Now let's compare that to one of the hospital stays that I had while I was in the US. So while I was studying for my bachelor's degree, I got punched in the face by someone who was walking the opposite way down the street. This resulted in an ambulance ride, an overnight stay in the ER, a fractured nose, and a skull injury. Then a few weeks later, I had plastic surgery, and a few months later, I collected a series of bills totaling $32,000.
I'm an emergency medicine doctor here in the US, and I'm about to react to people in the UK reacting to healthcare prices in the US.
10 grand for a baby.
Is there a price for that?
Everybody's mouths are all like,
Shut the fridge.
shut the fridge.
Birth by C-section,
Yeah.
and you would like to hold your baby after you've given birth to it.
Actually, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, you have to pay to do that.
Yes,
Like $100,
$40
$40.
for skin on
Skin on
contact.
skin. I can't
What do you think of the
believe
NHS?
that they tried
Literally,
to
the
make
gift that
a
keeps on
profit
giving.
off of that.
Literally.
Hit that subscribe.
19 grand.
You pay that for your baby, you pay that yourself.
If you haven't got insurance, you're paying that yourself. God bless the NHS.
5,000.
19.
19?
Yeah.
Wow.
So you don't want to have a baby in America.
Oh my god.
How much do you reckon on average it is for a child to be delivered?
9 months.
Well, I guess it could take 9 hours, you've got a midwife.
How much do you think it costs for an ambulance call out?
Maybe $200?
20, 30, I don't know.
What, pounds?
Yeah.
1,000. Let's go 1,000. I'll go more. I'll say 2,000.
1,000 to 3,000
Wow.
dollars, yeah.
Bloody hell, man.
And if you're diabetic, obviously you need an EpiPen for your insulin. How much does it cost for a pen?
I'm going to say 45 grand.
A pen?
Yeah, insulin's expensive.
It's $300.
Oh.
Close.
I once had a £27,000 hospital bill for a run-of-the-mill UTI. I was your standard British person in LA, yes. Heard about people taking out travel and health insurance. Unfortunately, I viewed it as more of a mythical creature than a natural thing that people did. So I took my trip to LA, binge drunk Diet Coke and coffee on a 12-hour flight, as one does. Drank low to minimum water and bam, you've got yourself a urinary tract infection. UTIs, however, had been the bane of my life. I wasn't ready to let yet another one ruin an event of significance. I wasn't going to do it. I was going to ignore it. So I used tequila as a painkiller. Thought I could drink away my problems. Drink away my urinary tract problems. This was 3 weeks from me back in England problem. Not American me problem. No, sir. However, I did swiftly realise that it was actually America me's right now problem. As the fever set in, I wasn't able to do anything, crying uncontrollably in pain. Maybe this was more than your average UTI, I thought to myself. Somehow this feels different. Yes, it was different because I'd let it lay. It had in fact spread to my kidneys. So, off to the hospital I went. Wasn't an unfamiliar setting. Had all the marks of a UK hospital. Long waiting times, people tired of your shit. In they whipped a cannula, sampled my urine, took a reassuring blood test, put me in a little room for 8 hours. 8 lonely hours into me sitting in this small room, the nurse entered. She says to me, okay, we've taken all the blood results and the tests and we've just established that it's a UTI, okay? So no problems, we'll send you home with some antibiotics. Phew, I'm reassured by this. I get to carry on my American dream. Oh, one question actually, nurse. I don't have insurance, so I was just wondering, could you give me a ballpark figure on how much this is going to cost? She looks at me with this expression. I think minimum it's going to be $26,000. Minimum. 26,000 what? What's 26,000. I had obviously put all of my correct details of my home in England, so sure enough, a bill for £27,000, Great British pounds, arrives in my letterbox, signed to my name. I guess I'd somehow thought that maybe it would have got lost in the mail. Could the letters even make it overseas anymore? And let me tell you, I'm a musician, not known for being very well off. To this day, it's by far the most expensive urinary tract issue I've had yet.
I wonder if you could tell me how expensive you think calling an ambulance out to your location is in America.
I guess it depends on like where you live. It really does. Is there a price for that?
Yes,
Jeez, $100, $200.
$2,500.
For what? Why? Why?
Give birth by C-section,
Yeah.
and you would like to hold your baby after you've given birth to it.
Naturally, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. You have to pay to do that.
Yes.
To hold my own child that I've been carrying inside of my womb.
Say something else.
Sorry, I was.
But yes.
Jeez.
It's not actually that expensive.
Mate, charging me, I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah.
Not you, but the doctor. Like $100.
$40
$40.
for skin-on-skin contact.
10 grand for a baby.
Is there a price for that?
Yes.
Jeez, $100, $200.
$2,500. Ambulance call out. How much do you think that costs?
Zero payment.
Zero payment.
Yeah, zero payment.
No. It costs $2,500.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
you look. An inhaler.
$100.
Yeah, you're pretty close. It's a bit more.
120
$250 to $350.
for an inhaler.
Yes.
Man, so if you're poor, you're dead.
I know that it's like public healthcare in the UK. In the US, fortunately, I'm able to get healthcare through my parents, their jobs, but like I carry an EpiPen, and I know that like the cost of that has just been rising. So like there's like very few companies that even compete, so it's sort of like a monopoly for the EpiPen. Even though like we have insurance, it cost my parents about a couple hundred, even with insurance.
So 2 EpiPens. How much do you reckon they are?
$80.
$600.
$40.
I'm afraid not.
More?
More?
$100.
More.
150.
More.
250.
More.
Shut the fridge.
More.
£300.
Double it.
$600. What? Why?
That's a very good question.
$600.
Yeah.
For me, it's more like just hives and shortness of breath. So it wouldn't be like an immediate death situation, but like, so I've been fortunate I've not had to use it, but it's something like keep on me. Like I have my backpack right now, I have it on me.
Cost of childbirth.
Jesus. 50 grand, something ridiculous now?
Yeah, see, I've blown the figures up on your head now, haven't I? Because they're larger. It's the highest, generally speaking, is about 30 grand.
Okay.
Is that reasonable? You haven't?
Not reasonable at all. It's just like now we're on like we're on a benchmark.
100? 200?
Dollars.
Yeah.
The average is about 10 grand. It can go up to 30,000.
10 grand for a baby.
Yeah, well, I guess. How much is your child worth?
Yeah. Well, is that like the same everywhere?
Yeah, the average is about $10,000. Yeah.
That's mad. Oh, no thanks.
Okay, no thanks. In which case, the coil, IUD, contraception, how much do you think that costs?
For one person to implant $1,000?
Yeah, a little bit higher.
Really?
Yeah, $1,300.
Oh. Mental.
I wonder if you could tell me how expensive you think calling an ambulance out to your location is in America.
I guess it depends on like where you live. It really does. Is there a price for that?
Yes.
Jeez, $100, $200.
$2,500.
For what? Why? Why?
Give birth by C-section, and you would like to hold your baby after you've given birth to it.
Naturally, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. You have to pay to do that.
Yes.
To hold my own child that I've been carrying inside of my womb.
Say something else.
Sorry, I was.
But yes.
Jeez.
It's not actually that expensive.
Mate, charging me, I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah.
Not you, but the doctor. Like $100.
$40.
$40.
For skin-on-skin contact. What do you think of the NHS?
Literally the gift that keeps on giving. Literally, people are so dumb for taking advantage of it, and I don't want it to change.
Fine, does it make you grateful for the NHS?
Absolutely. I mean, I didn't know how much free healthcare we got like just off the bat, but like knowing you have to pay like 30 grand for a child, it's outrageous. It really is ridiculous. So thank you, NHS, for your hard work.
I'm genuinely speechless.
Presumably you had an idea that healthcare was expensive in the US.
I didn't realise how expensive. Yeah, I'm just like, what? Like, if you don't have money, you're fudged. Yeah.
What do you think of the people who are profiting off the sale of these medicines?
You bastards. I sorry, beep. I think, yeah, I think they should be stopped.
I'm an elder millennial who just got my first hospital bill after my first time ever staying in the hospital. This is extortion. This is why everyone hates our medical system. $41,000. So I was in the hospital for less than 24 hours for high blood pressure. I had no surgery, no CAT scan, no MRI, nothing of that nature. My bill is absolutely ridiculous. The labs and chemistry, $10,000. $2,000 for labs. Blood culture, $4,400. And then, if you look at the back, it gets even worse. You have $12,000 for emergency room care. $1,000, $3,000 for these observation room visits. $800 each for physical therapy and PT. Like, this is insane. This is extortion in every single way. I don't know how people do this. This is my first time, and I'm shook.
10 grand for a baby.
$2.5 grand.
So if you're poor, you're dead.
Ambulance call out. How much do you think that costs?
Zero payment.
Zero payment?
Yeah, zero payment.
No. Because $2,500.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
you look. Cost of childbirth.
Jesus. 50 grand, something ridiculous now.
100, 200.
Dollars.
Yeah.
The average is about 10 grand. It can go up to 30,000.
10 grand for a baby.
Well, I guess. How much is your child worth?
Yeah. Well, is that like the same everywhere?
The average is about $10,000. Yeah.
That's mad. Oh no, thanks.
Give birth by C-section.
Yeah.
And you would like to hold your baby after you've given birth to it.
Actually, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah. You have to pay to do that.
Yes.
To hold my own child that I've been carrying inside of my womb. Like $100.
$40.
$40.
For skin-on-skin contact. 2 EpiPens. Okay. How much do you reckon they are?
$80.
$600.
$40.
I'm afraid not.
More?
More?
$100.
More.
$150.
More.
$250.
More.
Shut the fridge.
More.
£300. $600.
An inhaler.
$100.
Yeah, you're pretty close. It's a bit more.
$120.
250 to 350.
For an inhaler?
Yes.
Man. So if you're poor, you're dead.
2 EpiPens. Okay. How much do you reckon they are?
$80.
$600.
$40.
I'm afraid not.
More?
More.
$100.
More.
$150.
More.
$250.
More.
Shut the fridge.
More.
£300.
Double it.
$600. What? Why?
That's a very good question.
$600.
Yeah. Cost of childbirth.
Jesus. 50 grand, something ridiculous now.
Yeah, see, I've blown the figures up in your head now, haven't I? Because they're larger. It's the highest, generally speaking, is about 30 grand.
Okay.
Is that reasonable? You haven't?
Not reasonable at all. It's just like now we're on like we're on a benchmark.
100, 200.
Dollars.
Yeah.
The average is about 10 grand. It can go up to 30,000.
10 grand for a baby.
Yeah, well, I guess. How much is your child worth?
Yeah. Well, is that like the same everywhere?
Yeah, the average is about $10,000. Yeah.
That's mad. Oh no, thanks.
Things that shock me in America as someone from Eastern Europe. Before coming to the US, I had no idea that calling an ambulance is considered a luxury. In many European countries, including Russia, healthcare is free. I used to call an ambulance even when my stomach hurt. So the fact that in the US you need to sell a kidney to just call one was genuinely shocking to me. In Russia, it's considered normal to get married around 20, and many people have kids before 25. Not that long ago, 25 and older was already considered almost a geriatric pregnancy. Americans don't mean what they say, and it took me a while to learn that. In Eastern Europe, when someone asks, "How are you?" they're actually ready to hear the answer, even if it's not positive. That's why not a lot of people ask in America, "How are you doing?" just means hi. Please do not answer honestly. And "let's hang out soon" is America's most convincing.
We have just had the most stressful morning since we've moved to America. My husband took today off work so we could go through some of the paperwork that had been mounting up over Christmas. There was lots of bills there, $20 here, $40 there. Our daughter was diagnosed with autism. That cost $4,000, of which we had to pay $20. We go to match these bills up with what the bills were in our medical insurance app, and we spot one there. We've not had a paper bill for yet, but there was a bill there for $24,000. So we look into it. It is for an ultrasound scan that I had done in October. So this ultrasound scan that I had done was the result of having very bad lower back pain, sickness, dizziness, exhaustion, pain when I used the bathroom, feeling like I was going to pass out. I had the same problem in the UK. I went to visit my GP so many times. I kept being brushed off saying, well, it's probably just an untreated UTI. Here's 3 days worth of antibiotics. Let's see how you get on. There was never any kind of further investigation. I kept going back with the same problem, same symptoms, and each time just being prescribed 3 days worth of antibiotics. Obviously, we come out to America, it's completely different. I had an instance where I felt like I was going to die. I felt dizzy, I felt sick, I had so much pain in my left side on my back. So I went to see a nurse. The nurse was very good. She went through my history, referred me for urine tests, blood tests. They all came back fine. She also referred me for an ultrasound scan. In the office of the doctors, they booked me an appointment with an ultrasound provider under the same name. I had the ultrasound done. It was very good. It was about 20 minutes. She scanned all my lower back, all the front, and it turns out that I have a kidney angioma, a renal angioma. So that is what has been causing all this pain all this time, and I need to be careful, but now I can look into treatments and so on. But $24,000 for the ultrasound scan. Luckily, my husband's job has a concierge service, and they are going to look into the $24,000 bill. They believe it's incorrect. I'm hoping it's incorrect. They said the maximum that we should be charged for that kind of treatment would be $3,000. Even if it's out of network, that's the maximum they can charge. But she said, hey, just a heads up, if you go to the doctors or the nurse or the urgent care centre and they say you might need to go for further tests, you should look into further therapies. Maybe you want to see a consultant about this. But make sure they don't book the referral for you. Make sure that it's covered by your insurance first. Oh my gosh. I'm hoping it's all going to be fine, but $24,000. Wow. I understand now why Americans are so worried about medical costs. It's great that I finally got to the bottom of what's causing me all this pain, and I can finally figure out where I go from here rather than just trying to treat it with a couple of days worth of antibiotics. But wow, $24,000. It is scary stuff.
I think German healthcare is, people always put it such and such a high pedestal. It is free and I never worried about it. A single thing, I cut my nerve, had to get a stitch, like big procedure. Didn't pay a single thing, it was never an issue. Then my wife goes to the hospital in New York because she had an issue with her ovaries. Fell, fainted, hit her head, which is their fault. We got a bill for $32,000. She pays $800 a month for health insurance. How can you pay $800 a month for health insurance and then still not have health insurance? That's the thing that sometimes blows my mind. Like, it blows my dick, it really does. Because I thought about getting health insurance, but then I was like, what, there's a PPO, there's a plan I can only see this doctor from 9 to 11:30 on a Tuesday who lives
at the top of
a mountain, right?
You have to like take a horse.
When the moon aligns with the stars, and it's just so crazy that I was like, I'm not going to do healthcare, I'm just going to pay for it out of pocket. I think healthcare is the best healthcare in America. It's amazing.
Yeah.
The quality of it is fantastic.
Yeah.
But the price is ridiculous. My wife didn't have a crazy surgery. It was nothing insane. Not even a surgery. It was just a scan.
Yeah.
And then they made her fall and hit her head. And it was like $30,000.
Yeah.
$30,000. Dude, my mom makes that a year working her ass off.
Yeah.
Literally.
100%. Yeah. What you do is, this is very American. You take that bill, you fold it, then you crumple it, you throw it in the waste bin, and then you never think about it again.
Nice.
And you'll be fine.
Hell yeah.
Your credit's gonna take a hit, whatever, just fucking pay in cash. You'll be fine.
All right, cool. Cool. Well, there you go.
The more you know.
If anybody has healthcare issues, feel free to reach out to Bill. He's got you.
So, hey guys, we've been living in the US for 7 months now. And I was having some chest pain one day, like maybe a couple weeks ago now. I I was having some chest pain.
She's cool, by the way.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
good.
fine. So I was just like, okay, let's just go to the ER.
As you do, like in the UK, you just like go get it checked out.
Well, there's
right?
no 111 here, so we went to the ER, guys. The bill. Let me tell you. So, what did we do? They did a chest X-ray. They did an EKG, which is like just checking your heart. They did some blood tests. That was it.
I think that's it. And it's not like they asked us, "Oh, do you want us to do this?" They were just like, "Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this." So like, okay,
cool. Like this
fine.
is what's needed, guys. The bill that we got slapped with. We'll put it on the screen.
If you don't have health insurance,
if you don't have
in this
insurance,
country,
you are
screwed. You're cooked. You're cooked. How much was each thing?
So, the blood test was $378.
$378 for the blood test.
The X-ray was $384, which was like 5 minutes, by the way.
How much was the EKG?
The EKG was $200, and then just to come to the emergency room was $2,988 just to be admitted in there.
So the total bill, we'll put it here. This is
like
how much.
4.4.
This is the bill we got sent, and I want you to just imagine how fast my heart rate. Like even me too now, I need EKG because like imagine getting slapped with this kind of bill.
It's actually
like
crazy.
I know a lot of people complain about the NHS and whatnot, yeah, but you know what? Thank God that people can actually go and get themselves checked without getting like sent into bankruptcy. Like this is crazy.
Such a strange experience. I was thinking, I don't have to pay for this. You're checking like I'm sick.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Anyway, let us know if you want us to tell you other weird things that we.
Yeah. Well, not weird things. That's different things.
Yeah, different things that we
things.
have experienced here. So.
As a European, American healthcare confuses me because my wife just got rear-ended. It wasn't me. Kidding. But she had to go to the ER in New York City, and we got a bill now for $32,000. It's not a joke. It's actually not funny at all.
It's not a joke.
First of all, she has health insurance. She pays $800 in California, but she went to New York City, which is a different state, which I thought you had health insurance. And I was like, why even have health insurance? It's like you have it, you pay so much, but then you're still not covered.
I have coverage only in California, not in other states.
In America, insurance is such a scam. It's like, oh, you can only go if the moon is rising and asparagus is rising. Then you can see a doctor on the top of a mountain from 11 to 11:30 p.m. on a Tuesday, but not on a public holiday. It's insane. And when we got that bill, I was like, oh my God, this is $32,000. In Germany, even if you tried, you can spend that much money. You can get a penis implant for that. Don't ask me, I don't know about that one. The point is, it is so expensive. And I just feel like I don't like it. And that's what I want to say.
Nobody fucking likes it.
But why is it that way?
Why is America the way it is?
No, America's awesome,
Why
but like
do
you
we all
can,
wanna
it's
be
great.
here?
No, America, and I always say this, America is the best country in the world. If you have money. If you're rich, this fucking is incredible. You get the best health care. If you're poor, go fuck yourself. All right? So, but then my first thought, once you get that bill, I was like, you know what? We're just going to take it. We're not going to pay. We're going to let our credit take the hit. And then if anything happens, we're just going to sue the hospital. And that's when I realized that I'm a real American.
You became American.
I became American. Mwah.
Congratulations.
Yeehaw, brother.
You don't need a citizenship.
No, this is it. This is the test now. Yeah. I want to stay in America because as a German, America is my best shot at
Making enough money to pay for the health insurance
winning another
in
world,
America.
winning a world war for once.
Got it.
We're going to be in the winning team this
We
time.
made different jokes.
Yes, no. I think, yeah, America is the only chance I can make enough money to. But it's true,
Afford
America,
the healthcare
you can make more money, but then you also, will get fucked and pummeled by money. And I'm this close to selling, my drops on the street. I would receive them, obviously. And people would put money for this, trust me. I don't know. This is how far healthcare has got me, and I just want you to know that. Thanks for your attention to this matter. Shabbat shalom. If anybody's interested, call me.
This was just a visit. There was no procedures done. They took my blood pressure. That's it. This was just to have a conversation about what was going on so that I can have some procedures done. This was just a visit. Now, I paid $30. Just a visit. Just a visit. The American healthcare system.
So how long have I got to live in America for before I understand the healthcare system and billing? This morning I have just received multiple bills from laboratories where they have tested our blood for Hep B, TB, that sort of thing. We recently had our immigration medicals done at a walk-in centre. We paid $450 for each member of the family to have these tests done, and those tests were supposed to include everything, so our physical examinations, our blood work and so on. All fine, all sorted on the day. The paperwork has been completed and it's gone off for our green card application, but now I am swamped in bills from these different laboratories, and I'm so confused because this was all supposed to be included in the fee that we paid at the walk-in centre. I've got one here for $450 for checking my blood for Hep B and RPR, whatever that is, and then all of the children have been billed, well, we've been billed $40 each for TB testing. So I'm assuming the process is to then call up the walk-in centre and find out what's going on. I've just done that, and she said yes, all of this should have been included. So what is going on? Is there just like a lack of communication between the medical facilities and the laboratories? Why am I getting bills? We spoke to a few friends about these bills, and they just say to us, oh, just toss it, chuck it in the trash. In the UK, if you get a bill, you panic and you pay it immediately. So this is just so strange. How long is it going to take?
I just got the hospital bills for giving birth in 2026. So let me show you how much it actually costs. Okay, let's start with room and care. $3,000. I stayed there one night and it was worse than a Motel 6, okay? Okay, so we have pharmacy general, pharmacy other. Looks like they came out to $393 and $236. That's not too bad. I think pen might be penicillin. Yeah, so I think I need it.
After watching these clips, the part that got me was when the European lady reacted to the guy interviewing her that, so if you're poor, you're dead. She was like, so they charge a fee for giving birth? And listening to the man saying, if you give birth through a CS section and you want to have a direct contact with your baby, you have to also pay a fee.
Like that, you know, that makes sense. And then we just have a bunch of lab, $170, $9,500, $2,400, and then the next ones and the next ones. What? Now it looks like I actually got a pretty good deal on the epidural. Right here it looks like I just got it for $760. That's pretty much worth it. $760 for no pain in your birth. I think we got a good deal on the epidural at least. Okay, now more pharmacy things. $4,800. Don't know anybody want to explain all of these things from the pharmacy. And then finally, labor and delivery down here. So apparently all of this was not labor and delivery. Labor and delivery needed their own section, and it comes out to $9,000. Just laboring and delivering, for a total of $33,000.
So as a Brit living in America, I have first-hand experienced the American healthcare system. I had quite a nasty accident in which I broke bones, had a hospital stay, and I have my bill. So what do you guess is my bill for a tib-fib break? I had surgery, rods, screws, hardware, overnight stay, food, tablets throughout that stay, crutches. I want to know, how much do you think I've been billed for that procedure and that injury?
Back in January, I was in the US for work and I ended up in the emergency department, and I've just received my bill and I wanted to take you through it because as a Brit, this bill is insane to me. Like, truly, I'm like shook. Okay, so I ended up in the emergency department because I have POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and I got food poisoning when I was on my work trip. So I went to Raleigh in North Carolina, and I went to a barbecue place that was highly recommended by both my client and generally on the internet, and I got food poisoning from their banana pudding. And as soon as I tasted the banana pudding, I was like, this is off. There's something not right with this pudding. So I left the rest. All I had was one bite, and that was enough to send me to the emergency room. So a few hours after eating that banana pudding, I started vomiting, and it was so horrific that I ended up just like sitting at the toilet in the bathroom for hours, just vomiting pretty much constantly for hours and hours. Like, it did not stop. It was to the point where it was just like liquid and bile. Oh, it was disgusting. Oh, anyway, and I knew that it wasn't gonna be good for my POTS because obviously it dehydrates you. So I was trying to take sips of water. I also had liquid IV on me, thankfully, so I was having liquid IV as well. And it got to the early hours of the morning and I started to notice my heart rate. So a normal average person's heart rate at resting is like 60 to 70 beats per minute. My resting heart rate was 125 beats per minute, and every time I stood up and just stood there, not doing anything, not talking, not moving, it would sit at 165 to 170 beats per minute, which is an insane number. So I instantly knew something was wrong and the liquid IV was not doing enough. So I called my travel insurance provider and I said to them, this is the situation, what do I do? And they said, go to urgent care. So I was like, perfect. So I got an Uber to urgent care at 8 a.m. in the morning as soon as they opened. I walked into urgent care and then I kind of dropped to the floor and I could not stand. I could not walk. It was horrific. And they took one look at me, they saw my heart rate and they said, go to the emergency room. They were like, we cannot help you here. So I called another Uber because then they said, do you want us to call you an ambulance? We should probably call an ambulance. And I said, no, do not call an ambulance. I was like, please do not call an ambulance. I've heard the horror stories about how much money they cost. So called an Uber, got help into the Uber. I kind of just flopped on the back of the Uber and the guy very kindly took me to the emergency room, dropped me off at the front door. I stumbled in there. And they, obviously, the staff in there saw how unwell I was and instantly got me into a room. So I then stayed in the emergency room for 6 hours. It wasn't a huge amount of time. All they had to do was rehydrate me and replenish the magnesium and potassium that I had lost because I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like this kind of, when your body doesn't have enough magnesium or potassium, you go into, it's kind of like a shock. It's like, there's a name for it, basically, where like your body kind of goes into some sort of shock by not having enough in the system, and it causes like shaking, it causes headaches, it causes weakness, dizziness, like all the rest of it. And obviously with my POTS, it was so much worse. So I was in there for 6 hours. All they did was some blood work, they gave me some magnesium, they gave me potassium, and they gave me 2 IVs of liquid. The total cost for that was $5,420.98. Now, I paid a prepayment when I arrived. I literally was in bed, could like hardly walk, could barely like do anything, and they literally came to me with a card machine and were like, we need you to pay $1,190 now as a prepayment. And they were like, if you pay this amount, that's it, you won't need to pay anything else other than the provider's costs, so the doctor's costs. I was like, great, just make, where do I sign, like where do I put my pin in, take my money, just make me better. So I paid that amount, and then 2 weeks ago, 3 months after the visit, I get this email that says, hey, you owe us like $4,500. And I was like, how? I did the prepayment thing and then I paid the doctor's fees like 2 weeks later, which were $256. So I was like, why do I now have this extra balance of like $4,230? So I called them and I asked them to send me an itemized bill. So the itemized bill has just arrived, and get this. So they charged me $99 for the magnesium tablet. One tablet, a tablet of magnesium, costs $99. A pregnancy test, despite me telling them there was absolutely no way in hell that I was pregnant, they charged me $139 for a pregnancy test. And then, for just walking into the emergency department, they charged me $2,000. For the sodium chloride, which I'm guessing was the IV, it was $62.79. You know what? Fair. I kind of get that one. An EKG, $235. Oh no, the IV was not the sodium chloride. Okay. They're saying that I had four IV bags. I don't think that's right. I'm sure I only had 2. Maybe I did have 4. That's $528 for 4. And then I don't even know what half this stuff is. Okay, they did a TSH blood test. That was $202. The basic metabolic panel was $275. A venipuncture, I don't know what that is, $24. T4 free, so like a thyroid blood test, $179. CBCW auto diff, not a clue what that is. That was $126. Thromboplastin time, I don't know what that is. That's $97. And then, oh my god, I have no idea what this is. Ladner oh, is it a COVID test? Oh, an RSV. Okay, basically they did a load of tests to make sure I didn't have like COVID or RSV or anything like any viruses. $667. I mean, that's just crazy. And then the smallest item is ondansetron, 4 milligrams, $2.40. Oh my god. I mean, this is crazy. Thank goodness I have travel insurance. Although, I hope they pay this because they already paid, they refunded me the prepayment amount and the $256 provider amount. I wasn't prepared for this, and I did not tell the insurance company this would be coming through because I did not know that. So now I have to contact the insurance company and say, hey, I've now got this further invoice through. Please, can you pay it? Because I cannot pay $4,500. This is crazy. I'm going to show you a photo so that you can like see the individual items.
Do you want to know how bad healthcare is in America? Here's how bad it is. I get stitches, cut my finger the other day. Go into the hospital, get my stitches done. No big deal, whatever. I have to wait 2 weeks to get them taken out. In the meantime, I get billed for my visit. Before insurance, for 5 stitches, $3,800. After insurance, $1,800. Or $1,900, excuse me. After insurance, $1,900 for 5 stitches for a terrible hospital visit. Anyway, fast forward, so I get my bill and it's time to take the stitches out, so I schedule an appointment at the urgent care that is associated with the hospital that I went to, same company. So I schedule suture removal appointment online, and then I go in for the appointment and they say, sorry, we're not going to take those out. Since you got them done at the hospital, you have to get them removed at the hospital. I said, why didn't you tell me that when I scheduled the appointment online? They said, sorry, go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital. And then I wait around for a while in the ER, and then I get back and I ask the nurse, hey, this is what happened. They turned me away at urgent care, told me to come here, that you guys would do it for free. Is that true? And the nurse said, let me check on that. I'm gonna check with billing really fast. So they go check on billing, and then they say, sorry, billing says that you'll have to pay to get these stitches removed. And I said, that really sucks because I paid $1,800 to have that done after insurance. And they said, that is absolutely ridiculous. And I said, I know. And then I said, gonna be honest, I'm not gonna pay any more money to the hospital because I already paid too much anyway. So I'm just gonna go. And I said, I think I might just remove them myself. And they said, that makes sense because that was so much money. So we'll just take you off triage. It'll be like you're never here. Don't worry about it. And then they were like, you know what? Don't tell anybody we gave you this. And they gave me a little kit to remove my stitches myself. So that's a little story about healthcare in America. $1,800 will get you 5 stitches, and then nurses have to go behind the backs of the hospital to get you treated. Do you want to know how bad healthcare is in America? Here's how bad it is. I get stitches, cut my finger the other day. Go into the hospital, get my stitches done. No big deal, whatever. I have to wait 2 weeks to get them taken out. In the meantime, I get billed for my visits. Before insurance, for 5 stitches, $3,800. After insurance, $1,800. Or $1,900, excuse me. After insurance, $1,900 for 5 stitches for a terrible hospital visit. Anyway, fast forward, so I get my bill and it's time to take the stitches out, so I schedule an appointment at the urgent care that is associated with the hospital that I went to, same company. So I schedule suture removal appointment online, and then I go in for the appointment and they say, sorry, we're not going to take those out. Since you got them done at the hospital, you have to get them removed at the hospital. I said, why didn't you tell me that when I scheduled the appointment online? They said, sorry, go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital. And then I wait around for a while in the ER, and then I get back and I ask the nurse, hey, this is what happened. They turned me away at urgent care, told me to come here, that you guys would do it for free. Is that true? And the nurse said, let me check on that. I'm going to check with billing really fast. So they go check on billing, and then they say, sorry, billing says that you'll have to pay to get these stitches removed. And I said, that really sucks because I paid $1,800 to have that done after insurance. And they said, that is absolutely ridiculous. And I said, I know. And then I said, gonna be honest, I'm not gonna pay any more money to the hospital because I already paid too much anyway. So I'm just gonna go. And I said, I think I might just remove them myself. And they said, that makes sense because that was so much money. So we'll just take you off triage. It'll be like you're never here. Don't worry about it. And then they were like, you know what? Don't tell anybody we gave you this. And they gave me a little kit to remove my stitches myself. So that's a little story about healthcare in America. $1,800 will get you 5 stitches, and then nurses have to go behind the backs of the hospital to get you treated.
After seeing their reactions, it's very clear that the health system in America is surprising many people, and this clearly shows how differently the healthcare system all around the world is. If you want to watch more videos like this, don't forget to click on the subscription button and drop a like to this video.